This one. It's pretty live, I think, to say the least. We are very much underway in this, so we'll get the pleasantries done once they calm down a little bit. Tarek was having a little bit of a go towards B very early on, keeping him very much present. Karrigan receiving a bit of damage, to say the least, off of that.
Yeah, putting him on notice, telling him he can't just chill. So that's quite nice from Tarek, and you like to see that assertiveness. Both of these teams have really come out flat in this tournament, have been disappointing, to say the least. Especially for such an epic rivalry that we've had so far in 2018. Obviously, it's kind of far away now, but it was the grand final of the major, of the E-League major at the start of the year. So that's one way to kick things off. And now here, pushing forward, Cloud9 going to attack this A bomb site. It's a retake setup for FaZe, which means Cloud9 has a chance to at least get the bomb plant. 2 players of utility. Look for that HE grenade to go out towards Rain behind the booth.
But can we just appreciate how cheerful Rain looks in his picture and everyone else has got the super serious face? Next time you go to that perspective, do put a little bit of attention towards that. But it is going to be go time, and there he is, happy as ever, smiling away. Nade does go in. Let's see if it connects. If that even came close, you can see how tagged he was. That could have been the kill right there.
Yeah, but Rain plays those so smart. Now this is critical. Nico's here. Powerhouse for FaZe, and they've got to retake this staircase, and it's only Rush and Tarek to hold it off. 3 players, no flashbangs for the FaZe side. They're just going to have to power through. Good duel for Rush, but he peeks way too much into that, and there's Nico.
Yeah, this retake is looking very good for FaZe right now. Rain even still putting up numbers, considering how low he was taken ever so early on. Down to FNS and Skadoodle. Sadly, neither have the armor, but it doesn't seem to make much odds right now. Skadoodle outdone, outgunned, and FaZe make a statement on the first. Perfect retake, 5 alive. Rain staying alive is the impressive part to me. He got so much pressure coming his way, but you can see that mentality that kicks in. He is very good at that.
That is way too easy for FaZe. Obviously, a couple nice shots coming out of Nico to clear out Rush and Tarek on the stairs and CT spawn. That's the most important battle that went on there. They have that follow-up retake. Rain is able to get one shot out towards the caution boxes, and it's just an easy mop-up. So Cloud9, they drop one, not even making it competitive after the plant, which is really, really disappointing.
A bit of a shame, but
extreme shame.
I like the way you're harsh on America again now. Here we go. North American hating
angry
Jason
today,
is
Lauren.
back.
I'm angry today.
Gotcha. All right. Well, hopefully one of these 2 teams is as well. They need a bit of fire in them. It's been a bit of a hard tournament so far. That's not good. That is really not good. That's a rifle gone. There's no armor really on the other side, so again, it limits what you're going to be seeing. Those P250s do operate pretty well at this range, even still. But Rain there struggling to connect. And again, this is not ideal. This is not as clean as you'd like. Jason, I'm worried.
Listen, not ideal is the nice way to put it.
Yeah,
this is turning into a disaster for FaZe when in the context of Cloud9's going to buy, and look at FNS. That is a clever play.
I'm going to assume that Nico will check on this just because of the player he is, and he knows that there's potential because CT was open. But Karrigan going to see how much he can get done here as well. Bomb to be planted regardless. They can't deny that. No nades, a couple of smokes though, so they can't clear out the plant too comfortably. FNS might have to peek into this one, or is he just going to be passive in this? Does look like he wants to fight. The Shadow gives away the game, but Nico is still damn good at landing shots, so stays alive. But time ticks, and I'm curious what Nico can do. 1 HP, you want to keep that gun. It's down to pretty much Karrigan to get this underway, and there's plenty of potential there, but Nico really coming back in when required. Not how you want to be seeing that for FaZe. That was very, very tricky considering what they were on and what they were against. But for Cloud9, what a way to open up an opportunity now coming into the next round.
They could have won that, though. You could tell Skadoodle a little bit nervous of Nico coming through CT spawn, exposed from that position, didn't want to take that fight, so he gets caught out in the open instead by Karrigan, forces that final Cloud9 player. But either way, mission accomplished. Plant, they have a really strong buy, 5 AKs, plenty of utility, and they've already put FaZe in a situation where they have no money. This is the perfect chance for Cloud9 to get an early economic upper hand or advantage.
Yeah.
I'm going to build into this.
It's just, look, we've seen this matchup before, Jason. We don't have Inferno, but there's OTs, there's plenty to be expecting with these guys. Nothing is as it seems. And so far, the 1-for-1 trade out. You've lost Tarek, you lost Guardian. Mid-control still being fought for. Cloud9 do have stepped towards it. Automatic already getting down towards Connector. Big face towards window as well from FaZe. 3 players there adding pressure to that one, so timing on the smoke going back in does mean that there's a little respite for the CT side. Not quite pressured just yet. Still quite the lean towards B. Having 2 players present at this point in the round is quite surprising. Exist over there still. Lovely work from Nico. Surprised that they fell for the gap in the smoke there. I'm not sure if they weren't aware or if it may just faded at the wrong time for them. But again, losing out players here, Cloud9 could really do without that, and this puts Exist in a great position.
They could really do without Nico being such a force early on in this game. This is a little bit scary, not only for the start, but you know, to build into it now. If Nico stops them from having this kind of early advantage and punishes them here in these rounds, it's going to be huge to help FaZe get started on the right foot. And then if he continues it through the half, it might just be a straight-up win. Good read from Scoodle, peeks out for that exact boost. Now FaZe has a decision to make. How do they rotate? Do they cheat anyone over? 38 seconds on the clock. Cloud9 with mid control. And it's Nico to make the next play, and he's been punishing, as we mentioned. 2 kills so far in the round. Making a noise, though, and making the follow-up drop. They know exactly what's happening. There's the peek from FNS, but Nico is still playing like one of the best in the world.
It's like watching someone on 60 Hz against 144. I don't know why. It just makes the game look so much smoother and easier when you watch Nico, but the Molotovs come in. Can the fire deny him, or is he still going to be doing this? It's all Nico. This guy is going beyond. Maybe this is what the team needed, and he's certainly willing to provide. 5 seconds remain. He's waiting for that plant to come through. Carrigan can take the contact on the plant, and there it is. Perfect work, and this is scary. This is Nico looking like he wants to be the game changer.
No, exactly, and this is maybe the most assertive we've seen him be, and it almost is like he woke up this morning and he was like, you know what, everyone's kind of, we've all had like our off games throughout this event, but for me it ends here. I'm going to start out, I'm going to make sure we get into that arena, and a 10-0 in 3 rounds is huge. 2 critical kills on the pistol, 4 kills that round, the first 4 kills of it for FaZe. Stunna and I were walking around earlier around the studio, and we actually saw the FaZe guys outside. They had like a 20-minute powwow, just like the 5 or 6 of them just sat and talking about the game plan, about everything, about how they wanted to play, how they wanted to approach situations, where they wanted to be aggressive. And obviously, it's done great work in terms of getting at least Nico focused into this game. No one else has really even needed to chime in early on in this map.
We saw, Rain did quite nicely on A at the first. Just staying alive, playing it like he did. It played in everyone else really well. That's all you need. If everyone just does that sort of job, you're happy. That's fine. And I do I remember having a quick chat with Rain when they got back to the hotel, just on the way up. He was discussing how impressed they were with the Aussie CS. They just played a good brand of Counter-Strike, which kind of, I guess, puts you on notice, right? It makes you focus up. It makes you realize this is big games now. We need to just kind of bring that FaZe form that we're known for. So again, good to see them coming out with this. Guardian getting into it that round. Nice couple of shots, obviously against Cloud9 with very little to work with, but that again was one of the more scary rounds we've seen so far from them. I think that's round 2, obviously, but now back on the buy. Skadoodle with the AWP as well. That could be fun. And we'll see if Nico can keep being so dominant.
We know he can. The question is, will it happen? 11-0 for Nico. He's got the AK as well. Playing in that window early on, gonna get smoked out. The standard nades coming from Cloud9 to force back the pressure. It's just Tarek here.
Look at Rain. Yeah, what a switch up.
Yeah, this is interesting from FaZe. The question for me, he sees the barrel, I think. He's got to have spotted Nico, and yeah, he does. So there goes Nico's reign of terror, his first death, and Tarek's gonna pick up the pace. He's finding a timing. Guardian's rotated away. He's trying to get over towards window for that smoke to clear to protect middle, but they've lost A in the process in Cloud9. They might just have a free bomb site, although Guardian almost takes one away. They are going to get in and get the plant.
Love how much space Tarek is keeping as well. Skadoodle's trying to back him up, find some room to play into this. And I like the way they've not given back up connector. They're still fighting for this one. Of course, CT will remain in the CT's hands. That's where they can mount this from. But the retake coming out from jungle, from connector, is going to be incredibly tough. They're so up close. Guardian's the one with the AWP there. Automatic. I'm wondering if he's going to be aware of this. Rain. Oh, this is lovely. That is so well played. It does actually work out really well for Cloud9 in the end. Even better for Automatic. You can see the theory, but it doesn't tend to matter as that's a shutdown. Cloud9 find their answer. That opener towards connector, the brilliant play, the assertive control they maintained on the map, played so well that round.
Yeah, this time discipline as well in the post plan for Cloud9. We saw him really drop the ball on the pistol. This time everyone's waiting for their appropriate fights. Good control towards jungle. And you're right, Tarek dictated so much in terms of spacing, in terms of where FaZe could be positioned. And just by the setup, just by the virtue of what FaZe calls out a spawn. Rain, you mentioned it, was on catwalk. Normally he's playing that passive kind of A to make the decision to play retake. He wasn't there towards ticket booth, so it means not a lot of pressure for Cloud9 when they entered into the bomb site. Here comes utility again, mid control once more for C9, but Nico's at underpass and Exist holding an off angle behind the smoke. This can be dangerous. Oh, pegged right in the face, and the follow-up, the UMP, a double kill from Nico. Great combination between him and Exist, the 1-2 punch, and even though he goes down here, job's done, but so is it for Rush, as he takes mid-control back for Cloud9.
What a combo from Rush there. That was big. You could see that in so many times, that just goes away. That's like, all right, FaZe shut down, Nico's got it, done.
Yeah.
You're screwed, right? You've lost all mid-pressure, but that is the perfect response. Nice and quick. Nothing really falls off the back of it. You are still in a 3v3 that plays well to the T side.
Right.
And now we look towards Carrigan. I'm pretty sure he's up on short in a moment. At some point, that internal clock, that timer ticks in his head, and he goes, all right, B becomes a problem. We see nothing else anywhere else. Guardian's being very passive towards CT on A, so he's got that under wraps. This gives away what the plan is. Beautiful positioning from Carrigan. He needs to buy time, stay alive as long as he can. Let Exist take a bit of a fight here, and this is really nice between those two. FNS put in a very awkward predicament where it doesn't look so ideal, and it will be closed down in the end by FaZe. But Rush gave them plenty of chance to have an opportune moment to work off the back.
Yeah, I mean, that's just solid defense from FaZe. I mean, a good read in positioning to be able to help each other out. Cloud9, I mean, that kind of strategy did get battered to start out with, but you're right, it's just that nice play from Rush. He's cold. He's a savage, man. Like, Rush has been playing phenomenal.
That clutch yesterday, was it?
The two clutches. He had the one
oh,
before
yeah,
and the
it was
1v3,
the one, yeah.
It's nasty. Yeah, he's been great. And I mean, the tough part in an event like this, I mean, it hasn't been necessarily consistent, but he's had some great clutches. That's a nice pick for Skadoodle, and it's Nico to pick up the op and challenge now. Guardian down, and the other top 5 player in the world picks up the op.
Crazy, isn't it? It's just, you think about that mentally, it's like, Jesus. All right, run boost over. Bomb's still in spawn, so there's no quick hit off this. They're going to slow down the pace. They've got that opening pick. Just see if the CTs make a move back, anything aggressive. Nothing really done as of yet. I guess Nico is looking for fights. He is keeping that mentality up.
He was doing it with the M4 and the AK as well. He was waiting around in window behind the smoke for it to start clearing just so he could challenge, and he was doing a great job of it. Cloud9 keeping this T side simple. One pick towards mid. They're going to leave automatic to lurk. They're going to group up in these B halls. It'll be 3-man attack with those AKs. Skadoodle will have a perch with the op far back, and we'll see what Carrigan can do off angle. An immediate kill. Immediate dink and cleanup. Tarek is next, and it happens again. Carrigan does a phenomenal job. Everything he possibly could.
That was perfection, falling back at the right time, making them uncomfortable. It does allow for the retake, but Skadoodle's had enough of this already. Exist going down is big. Now let's look at the potential here. We have that late play up cat coming in from automatic as well. Keep that in the back of your minds, but it's Rush right now to find Nico, and we're left with just Rain. I don't think this one looks possible, and I think he knows that. It's time to back off, try and keep hold of that orb, but automatic already has other plans coming in. Let's see if he can get this one out of his hands and Rain. Completely unawares, taken down. Really nice positioning from automatic. He was always kind of where the line would stop, right? He was up on short in case they actually made it through to the site. Yep. With Carrigan's work early on, that felt like that was a given. That felt like, all right, he's done like so much for them.
Did as much as he could to claw back into it and bought some time for the rotations to come in. Obviously, that shot from Skadoodle that just punishes the jumping player. He was the one next up to be able to try and find some kind of kill, and from there, it's too much to ask. And Cloud9 have done it. They've even though they've had a couple sketchy rounds, they have been able to finally grind the money away. FaZe is still sitting pretty nice. It's just going to be the one save round. They haven't invested a whole lot. Next round, they'll be able to buy again and invest into the rifles. So the fight will continue. Cloud9's done a pretty good job of getting mid control, even with the obstacle of Nico early on. They haven't shied away from it, and Tarek has kind of had some very successful rounds, and there's been a couple rounds he's gotten beat up, but not being too scared to go back for it.
There we go. Up close and personal. 5-7 out for Guardian. That's a bit of a rarity, but look at Skadoodle. Nice trained on this. Second, he might start considering other options. You never know, but Guardian's being patient. As a Cloud9, they're not in a mad hurry here. You've still got a minute on the board, plenty of time to build something in towards it. I guess just got to keep that bomb safe, make sure that doesn't get overwhelmed, but you should be fine. And really, it should be Cloud9 going through the motions. They are running out of utility, but the kill is good.
And that's important to get that first kill, because now you can see they're poised to kind of punish any kind of response, and that's where you start to figure out where the stack might be, if there is one. But FaZe holding their nerve for the moment. Cloud9's going to head towards the other side of the map, and surely Guardian now peeking the shoulder has spotted Tarek. That's a nice headshot. Got one more in the sight. He's got Nico pushing in Palace and one in T-spawn. Just keeping his eyes trained onto this bomb site and not letting anyone move over. And he's even got actually automatic, who's going to drop down in towards window room to cover his back in mid. So both of these players safe in a variety of different ways, and a chance for Tarek to farm up and climb that scoreboard. Nice taps. Lovely. Showing off, and no real element of danger there, so he had the time to be patient.
And he's feeling it now. That's good. 4 kills for Tarek there. Locks it down. That opener pretty much gifted Cloud9 the site. The stack was towards A, of course, from FaZe. Does not work out well for them. And as much as we were seeing the praises of Nico very early on, you're looking at Rain Exist. Very quiet thus far, need to get themselves rolling. Obviously, good performance in the beginning from Rain, good way he played it out, but still, you want to get those kills on the board, you want to start finding that answer. That B hit has worked out well for Cloud9 a couple of times here. Let's see what the answer is to that down the line.
I wonder if we're going to start seeing FaZe kind of, Cloud9 has chosen to go to that B bomb site quite frequently. I'm wondering if we're going to start seeing FaZe maybe cheat an extra player or keep a player there in the mid-round situations. Good read by Guardian, puts out the Molotov preemptively. It's the flashbang that messes up that peak. Automatic has already crossed over, but Guardian still wants to be aggressive. Spam coming through, and he realizes it's not worth the risk. But still holding on to at least some semblance of mid-control. Cloud9 hasn't been able to progress a whole lot. They're waiting for FNS to come through the underpass to link up with them to help them take it.
Smoke's still up in play. They're going to start to dissipate. Tarek happy to be the one to go out. Guardian's still on the prowl, though. And the Prey not going to go down without a fight, it seems. FNS stays alive. Guardian now wonders where that next push is going to come from. Is it going to be from Palace? No one's there this time. It is still a little bit of a B-lean, as you do have Rush over towards the apartments, but this time 2 players dedicated towards this. We've seen previously Exist kind of peeling off towards middle a lot quicker, falling back towards, window, towards kitchen. This time, sticking around.
I think this has got to end up being a split towards that B bomb site. Not a lot of utility. You can drop a Molotov, a smoke. You can see top connector. That'll block off Guardian's vision. You can see players working up Cat. That is a huge kill, and that also will allow Automatic to stay perched there if he wants it. But yeah, no one is budging from FaZe. They know that it's been popular B hit, but Rush doesn't care whatsoever. He's got a double again, entering in, but Rain on the quick rotation. He can do more, but it's Rush one more time. A triple kill, closing it out with the headshot, and now Automatic poised to shut down Guardian, and he's gonna react quick enough, but not connect.
That felt like I've seen this round before. Guardian going down. Orb gets taken. Ooh.
Ooh.
All right. Spicy.
Even taking the time for the double scope.
Goes back in for it. But no, this is great from Cloud9. You could see the mentality from FaZe there not quite paying off. They did put 2 players, but they just simply didn't have utility. The Molotov was great, forcing Kerrigan away at the right time. And again, Rush with some integral kills.
Yes. He's been great on the entry. And I mean, he's going to have to step up in that fashion as well for this team. Now that they're missing Stewie, one of the things that's helped so much is Automatic has been able to transition when Stewie and Tarek were on this team. Remember, Automatic and Stewie were like the 2 stars, and Automatic got to be allowed to play a little bit more passive and take kind of these lurking roles up once Tarek joined, because they still had that aggressive front line that he could take a step back from kind of the entry and some of that fragging capability early in rounds. Rush is now going to have to fill that void that Stewie has left a little bit more, so that Automatic can get into position, and so is FNS. It's not easy to mimic the level of production and the level of plays that Stewie brought and the impact that he was able to have with his assertiveness. Either way, timeout for FaZe as they want to talk some things over. They're going to be on another save round. And Nico has cooled off a little bit by virtue of not having the rifles every single time.
Yeah. I guess if you have a player going 10-0 in like the first 3 rounds, you're generally gonna win those rounds to a, at least a standard. You'd hope so. But as I said, once he fell off, it looked like Cloud9 have really pulled this one back. Those B hits have been great. The mid takes have been incredibly competitive. FaZe unable to control them. As I said, Nico's been outdone. We've seen Guardian getting kind of shut down a lot when he tries to find it out. He was one being quite talkative, so maybe he's trying to come up with ideas of how we control middle, how we lock down B, what's the plan going forward for him as well. But this round's probably not where you're going to see it. It's the pistol round coming out pretty much. A couple upgraded, but it's the AWP still with Guardian, so there is a threat, but it's just certainly not as much as you'd like to see.
And that's leaning over towards the B bomb site as well. It's in market, so you could tell FaZe don't want to be losing this B bomb site too much. And at the moment, it's a good read. Cloud9 again sending 4 players in these halls, and this could be Guardian Unleashed. We'll see if it comes in. It looks like a timing flashbang to allow FNS to go quick, and it is, and a missed shot from Guardian. That's uncharacteristic, and now the bomb site is under pressure, but Kerrigan again holding him off just long enough, and Guardian just not ready to take some of these fights, and this is unfortunate. They had him in position, but he just never really did not seem comfortable in any way.
Nope. Ugh.
Now it's all about saving the op. You can see Rain's already bailed out. So as long as he keeps that weapon in his hands through the rest of this round, it's no great loss for FaZe.
But Automatic wants that. Rain, gonna find him, but Exist on bodyguard duty as well pretty much here. But that round, it looked like Guardian had already been pressured somewhere. It was playing like like they'd already been on the site. It just felt like, as you said, super uncomfortable very early on.
It feels like he doesn't exactly have like a great feeling for how his teammates are playing around him, I guess would be the best way to put it. I mean, the missed shot initially is going to be frustrating in itself, but it's the follow-up when he's got his knife out and he's moving and he's peeking in the window. He actually had an open shot on Rush if he had the AWP on board. And we know he's got that quick and accurate firing speed, but had his knife out. So things like that where you don't seem to have a great feel for the map.
Well, that's good from Exist, actually keep a AK as well, covering that one. So that's good work from him to be able to at least keep a little bit of more silver lining building for FaZe. But at 5-5, the resurgency from Cloud9 has been excellent. They've really brought a good game coming through. Rush has been delivering on all fronts, but again, it's not just him. You can see every single role kind of coming through here for Cloud9. Nice to see Skadoodle kind of pumping himself up a bit there if he could start, really putting that AWP to place, but he hasn't really been called upon yet. Those B hits don't necessarily allow you too much, especially on the first initial hit to start with. When Rush is doing it, oh.
Content, yeah. 5-5.
It's fine. You're winning rounds.
Well, again, towards the B bomb site. This is what's interesting is FaZe have tried a bunch of different setups to allow early rotations, a little bit of a cheat. I'm kind of really curious to see how this develops. They have a player on catwalk and they have a player in that ladder room as well. That's going to be Rain, so he'll be able to get over there quick. But again, this is a very mid and B-centric lean. This is kind of similar to what Cloud9 did earlier when they were able to punish the same setup when they went towards the A bomb site. It's because there's no defense at that ticket booth. They have to kind of play retake, but they give up one of the fronts for that retake in the later stages of the round.
I like this. I like the way Cloud9 in their heads clearly reading that FaZe might be going for that aggression somewhere on the map, the deep play towards top middle, the passive player towards A in case people start trying to get that information. Now they know that's not the case. Maybe they're still playing deep on these sites. It looks like they're going to go back for what looks like a default A. They could still peel that bomb off somewhere else, though. That's, again, they've got 40 seconds. They don't have to commit anywhere, but we do now see that FNS is coming over. You've got maybe that late lurk from Automatic through underpass. It's looking very much like this is going to be that A hit. Or even if just Automatic makes a bit of noise, keeps them guessing, keeps them dedicated towards B. That's pretty nice, too, but plenty of players towards A this time. Now we're going to see if Cloud9 can deliver on A as well. Good flash, actually, catching 3 members there. The follow-up even better as well. Guardian's still able to operate, but it's Rain to get down Rush. This is where Rain comes into his own. He's allowed to turret away like that, but there's your danger man. There's the ace up the sleeve. Karrigan shows out a little bit, but again, it's Nico. He's bought the time, he's got the kills, and now FNS in a 1v4. It's not perfect, it's not ideal. He does get down 1, but it's just almost too much to ask. And FaZe stabilize at the very, very last hurdle they could be doing it at, keeping that lead just in their hands.
It's a really good idea from Cloud9 trying to go back to that A bomb site, but it took way, way too long. Just walking back leisurely. FaZe was tired of sitting around. They got the information in mid, and the problem is Cloud9 had so much success taking mid up until that point when there was no presence in middle, when they didn't see Tarek, when there was no smokes or flashbangs in mid. FaZe kind of gets the idea that something's up, and they're able to put 3 bodies in that A bomb site, read the play that's coming. If Cloud9, if that was just maybe 10 seconds faster, that would have been a very effective hit.
Absolutely.
As Cloud9 trying to kind of, they know they've beaten FaZe up over towards the B bomb site and want to switch things up, assuming and reading the lean, but just taking too long.
Well, it's going to be round 2 it seems. Smokes go up, Molotovs go in, clearing out the site, so that's locked off pretty much everything. A bit of a gap towards CT, but it's not the end of the world unless someone makes an error. The follow-up's just fine. Skadoodle gets a bit tagged, but bomb plant should be able to come in. Molotovs could slow it down if they do get put into play, but that's nice from Rain. That is really nice. FNS goes down. That's the bomb plant gone. The bomb's left in a terrible spot now as well. They'd have to re-smoke or do something, and they have none. They've only got 2 flashes left. So Cloud9 now needs to depend on that raw fire. And Skadoodle doesn't get the jump, so the boost comes in. Up and over. Guardian, though. He's good at that. That gun can look like a shotgun in his hand sometimes. You wouldn't think it's made for range, but Guardian spots a leg, and, well, Rush is going to be there swinging out on it. So maybe there's still a chance. The trades aren't too bad. It's a 3v4. You've got Rain still up here. Nico, obviously. Karrigan and Exist on the other side. Rush recovers the bomb. You know you can't plant there as much as you want to. Oh, that's a bit naughty. Goes right across connector. No one had spot on that. He knows there's one CT. The support was good from Automatic. That was great. It allows the plant in a second for Rush, but obviously Karrigan trades back in. 2v3 after plant situation now. Smoke and flash on Nico still to be played in if they want it, which does make ramp a little bit more tricky to play out of, and that plant's not ideal for this either.
Cloud9 can win this one out. That would be incredible. The situation they were in was so dire. Flashbangs, utility in the air. Here's going to be the peek from Tarek. Karrigan's got no HP, and the follow-up from Automatic, and they've somehow done it. No utility. They fight their way into the bomb site. It's a one-on-one now. Nico is dinked up, but he has to defuse, and he's got no time. Automatic is going to slow play this. Goes for the peek and finds the kill. A miraculous round for C9. It didn't look like they had any standing, any way to get back into it.
No, I'm amazed they got that bomb. They got it planted. And even with the flash and the smoke still in Nico's hands, they held that. That That's a frustrating one for FaZe. You can see it there. It does get a little in your head when you're losing out on that sort of stuff, when you have such a good springboard into the round.
We see that round play out frequently with a lot of teams, because a lot of teams have that kind of a strategy in their wheelhouse where you throw all those smokes and Molotovs, you send maybe 1 to 2 players into the site to clear out all the weird corners, and you just get the bomb planted while the smokes are up. But the fact that Cloud9 took so long to get the bomb down, when all the utility goes away, they don't have anything. They don't have control of the bomb site. The bomb's actually, the bomb planter's been killed, and they have no way to cross Guardian. They have to fight the whole way, and that's where you see that kind of a tactic really collapse, and somehow, just with effective trading, good cover, and obviously a creative little plant spot where those players in CT spawn couldn't really spot it out and couldn't stop it without full committing into Automatic's crosshairs. That's how they claw themselves back into the round. So 6-6, this has turned into a really nice half for this offensive Cloud9.
After that start, coming back in like this is huge for Cloud9. He was the man who was really making it difficult, but there is still a problem. Rain moved aside. Good work from FNS. Strong play coming in towards A. Molotovs go up. It's just shut down. It's a lockout. Tarek going to be the one to try and retain any of this mid presence, and Automatic's going to take that kill in underpass from him. That's fine. Round on the board is what you're wanting here. And that's what they're going to get. Nice and clean so far too. FNS will probably stay alive. Automatic. Going to be challenged by 2. Gets the time on the adjustment towards Guardian. It's a bit of a dream come true there. And well, Cloud9, what a recovery on this T side. At the very start, this looked like, all right, we're in FaZe coming back to what we expect FaZe form to be. And that slowed down. It's kind of, I guess, spun off. You think the first couple of rounds for Nico were so big, now he's on 15.
I was about to say, he was 10-0 3 rounds in, so he's been 5-9,
But Exist is also 1-8.
That's not great.
No, it's not, because we've seen what can happen when Exist feels comfortable in this roster.
Yeah, and I was one of the people who was actually pretty excited to see Exist in the roster with him without having the constraints of NIP. I mean, he spent a lot of time in that team as an in-game leader. It's sometimes tough to have any real impact as the leader in those kind of scenarios because you're just so familiar and you just get so comfortable.
And especially with the opening kind of foray of what we saw with him in this roster. Online games, sure, obviously pinch assault, all of that. But it was really good. It was like, oh wow, this is the powerhouse that, was always meant to be there. Exist was one of the players who had like a lot of fire.
I think the tough part, right, is when you're Nico and you give this interview that's like, okay, this is the event we're going to be able to show our true face with Exist. And then if you have such a struggling group stage as this, and then heaven forbid you don't qualify as well, then it just becomes, where do you go from here with him in the roster?
Yeah.
That will be intriguing if that's how it occurs, but still a long way to go before we have to worry about that. This is only map 1 of this series. Yes, best of 3, deciding who goes to the arena and who goes home. Nice little run boost from Automatic.
Mentally, he can work out. Exist has been toying with that smoke every time. It's great to see that kind of mental checklist from players, just instantly like, all right, this is something that's been a common occurrence. Let's work on it. Different approach towards mid-window here. You've got 2 players this time being quite dedicated towards it, but Skadoodle's got an idea too. If Nico takes maybe 1-2 steps in the wrong direction, the double face towards window came out, didn't catch anyone. Tarek is behind the top mid boxes, but that's fine. And the smokes go back up, so the wall again gets put into place.
That is really cool trick from FaZe, the double peek. Exist still not able to get too much done, still stuck on just that 1 kill. Nico probably wants to come through that smoke. Kerrigan again, that's a nice nade from Rain to hold it off. But Kerrigan, we've seen him be effective in this situation, and Guardian's got his back. Clock is running down, big kill for Rain and Kerrigan combined, and that should seal it. Under 10 seconds, Skadoodle has got to move quick, and all of his teammates are gone, and yeah, bomb out, but no chance. Good recovery from FaZe.
I guess that Rain position paid off there. 2 kills for him, the double face towards window, actually quick response towards that B hit coming in. All looked good.
Looked great. I really like kind of some of the mid-pressure that FaZe has put on in the late round and mid-round scenarios. We saw that peak earlier that allowed them to rotate into position at the A bomb site just in time. And that one there allows Rain to get away with a sneaky position. 7-7 in this final round to dictate who gets the lead going into the second half.
Cloud9's money's not phenomenal. It's not perfect. Skadoodle's down to the rifle. We don't have that full utility set. They've been kept humble, so this is going to be a hard one to make actually count here. The double stack towards short has paid dividends. It's Rain doing what he needs to. That's the man you want stepping up to the plate here. 2 big kills. We saw what FNS was able to achieve before going towards A, and now this hit looks a little bit weary. You still got Rush up though, and this guy has been integral, but Tarek loses out on short. A bit sloppy on that one. Exist will welcome that, maybe not expecting that position from him, but the last 2 players now, no utility. Just raw fire and don't play peekaboo with Guardian. He doesn't like the game at all. Skadoodle will get 1, but it will be finally a little bit of a lifeline with what felt like a bit of a torrent of Cloud9 rounds coming in.
Good recovery from Rain. A contact play towards A gets shut down. FaZe is going to take the lead into the second half, and we'll see the conclusion of Mirage when we return from the break. Stay tuned.
Welcome back to IEM Sydney, of course. This is going to be a great matchup. Cloud9 against FaZe. A bit of a classic now, as said. We've seen this in 4 different locations, an incredible amount of overtime. But right now, these two teams are in very different positions to when we last saw them.
Yeah, they really are. This has been a severe downturn for each of these teams, with each of them with a roster change as well, and obviously not gelling quite as much as they would like to be. It's going to be FaZe with the lead 8-7 coming into this second half. They're going to be transitioning over to the offense. They're going to be attacking the bomb sites, and we'll see what they're able to do with it. Cloud9 as well, I mentioned this earlier in the tournament, not having their usual coach. Valens has not made the trip here to Australia with them, not coming down under. Yep. That's what I thought. 7-8. Pissed around coming in right now. Cloud9 on the defense. Skadoodle's going to be in the window. 2 players over at that B bomb site. 2 players playing retake at A. Skadoodle going to be forced away by the fire. How fast does FaZe want to go? 2 players are going to pressure up connector. They want to at least make this look like an A hit. They might want to transition over towards B split, towards CT spawn. That's exactly what they've done. But Skadoodle is holding this. They haven't found the kills yet to force any kind of awkward rotation. And there goes Tarek. That's the one they needed to find. And that's going to start opening opportunities for the rest of FaZe. They're going to get the bomb planted. Cloud9 cannot stop this. And it's going to be a 4-on-5 retake.
Yeah, it is. And
4-on-4.
Now, just to mess with you, Guardian up close and personal. These 3 could be in trouble if they don't check cleanly on this. No one coming in from jungle, from connector. Actually, Automatic succeeds. Tough, but he makes that work. And now here we go. What a role reversal this is. All players on the site. FNS to find Kerrigan is down to exist in Nico. And these Glocks can be put to task. This is not easy, but oh, it's perfection from Nico. 3 kills. This man's a monster, and the monster looks like it's not going to be tamed right now. Oh, FNS does good, but the time is
He's got it.
Ooh, does
He's got
he?
it. Ooh.
Nico, he did so much then. It looked like it was all his, and I think even that fight at the end, it felt like he was kind of half in it, but...
No, it did feel like he was almost playing too much of the timer, where he was like, I know I've kind of won it, but this is beautiful up until this point. Just casual one-taps, being patient with it, and could have just hidden the smoke, and he actually commits outside. I think he thought the time was too far gone as well, but FNS shows him up, a big pistol round clutch, and Cloud9, that is a brilliant recovery. It's actually, all things considered, it's pretty similar to the one that we saw FaZe make on their CT pistol round as well. So very, very similar scenarios, and FaZe, they're going to do the investment on the T side as well. Couple Deagles bought up, couple P250s, some tools to take guns away from Cloud9 to deal that economic damage and still buy in the third round. Cloud9 knows it's coming. How effective can Skidoodle be with this scout? Nades can do plenty here as there's no armor. There's only one HE grenade, that's an automatic, and he's over towards the B bomb site, so missed opportunity for that utility and a big find already for Rain. The Deagle, as we know it can, rings out true.
Oh god, and now the timing, this is the harsh part. Skidoodle, every time he turns his back, I get a little nervous. There's 3 players, hungry players towards Connector. He's gonna be wondering about that now. There's noise being made. You see Guardian trying to bait in for that, but still. Skidoodle lands it on Carrigan. That's not what you expect to see, considering that whole boost was played in towards it. Exist working his way up towards that B site. And FNS is still here. He's not backed away. He's keeping this one in mind. Maybe considering short now. That's been out of the minds of Cloud9 for a little while, so... might have heard something there. We do see the players obviously looking towards this B hit. So again, FNS has to be massive in this. Automatic's quite far away, and he only has an SMG by the time he does come back around. So we'll see the timing on this, 30 seconds left, and you get a little nervous at this point. You're seeing those opportunities building, that potential in the back of the mind, but it could all be shut down so quickly. This
is so much pressure on FNS. You can see him, his head is on a swivel right now, trying to clear both of these choke points, and now he's going to be distracted, and now Nico makes his play, and this is so dangerous. Nico actually hasn't looked for it at all, and there's the footsteps. FNS can do so much more. He can't handle it, though. Good transition for Exist. He's had a rough game, low on the kills, but that one is so critically important.
Oh, Guardian so close as well. Nade, oh no, that's a Molotov. Buys a bit more time. This is very nice. Tarek gets called out. Rain is there. It's a 3v1. Skidoodle did so much early on. The USPS is going to be put to work, and I think he realizes this one ain't happening. Even without the armor, even with everything that he has that they don't, he's only got 2 HP. Time to back off, back away. FaZe somehow got away with that. FNS, you could see that pressure mounting second by second. Nico made it up short. Even though FNS did get that kill, it just kind of spiraled away from him.
It's too much to ask. That's such a hard position to be in if you're the solo defender at that B bomb site. And obviously, you mentioned it, automatic rotating with SMG. It's not like he can just stay and market and be any kind of a force to help FNS out. FNS is just immensely lucky. That could have just been a clean sweep for FaZe if Nico had cleared to the right. But luckily, automatic making his way out distracted Nico long enough. But still, FNS can't build upon it. 21 kills for Nico. He leads the server by a pretty wide margin, by 7 frags, followed up by Rush with 14. And look how vocal he's being as well.
Sometimes you wish you could hear him, just to see what they're saying, just to find out, right? It's always interesting. Seems those discussions come to an end. Carrigan's nodding along, he's like, yeah. Good show.
He's just like, yep, sure, whatever you want. Well, I mean, pretty impressive all things considered. You expect that to be the third round buy, the AKs. I mean, that's what FaZe is thinking, right? They're saying, yeah, it'd be great if we got another plant, you know, maybe just 2-3 kills, really hurt them money. And then they just straight up win the round. So a pretty huge mistake from Cloud9, not being able to convert the second round in this half. It's going to keep FaZe in the lead, and it's going to help them build up an advantage, especially Cloud9 is invested into this round. So losing this, and they're going to have to sit a couple out, and that will be a tough pill to swallow.
Skidoodle gets it away from the nade, does not want to be called out by that early on. Second one comes in, this one, again, chips him away, but he's still alive and kicking. Big stack towards A for Cloud9 here. 4 players present. Every time Skidoodle obviously comes around towards jungle, that's the case of it. But it's mid-control for FaZe, plenty of opportunity. They haven't really committed anywhere just yet. And a little bit of a lean towards B. Could be problematic.
If you're Cloud9, though, you have to get tags with these scouts. They're being far too passive with them. And I mean, it's kind of hard to make that call, but you need to get these tags because with 2 scouts, you can't retake, right? And you don't even have kits to make retakes happen. And if you're not getting those tags, you're not softening up anyone for the CZs to be effective either. So this kind of investment into these 2 sniper rifles, it's not panning out, and it's actually going to be a detriment the longer this round goes on.
Well, oh, here we go. Tarek going to back away. We do have a good rotate coming in from Rush. He's got so much information here. Really, really nice. Automatic goes down, and this is where we need to see it kind of come alive. Exist gets tagged, Skadoodle gets Carrigan. That's not bad at all, but now we need to see more. The tags need to be there, the CZs need to come into play, and that's what I'm talking about. Rush comes through. I thought that was going to happen, but it's down to just 2 players now for FaZe. Still plenty of moments here that could go terribly wrong for either side, but it's a quick turn. It's a quick run towards A, and that is what's happening. Guardian going to take the damage, just going to accept it, get the hell out here, get that bomb down. Quick little bit of flash put up to short, gives him a second to get in through connector. Safe through over. Planting safe as well. This is nice though. Look at the rotation. FNS has become a bit of a monster now. He's got the rifle, he's got the armor. Tarek's a little lower as he only has 4 HP, but still, no kit. And it doesn't seem as though FaZe are considering this yet. There will probably be a marker where it happens, but that's not quite on the cards just yet. That's still a way off. And if FNS keeps his cool, plays this calm, this is his kill. Exist is starting to look back around. He'll be the one to stop this if it's going to be stopped. But he only has the SMG. This is problematic. And now this 2v1 is going to be really tricky for him to handle. On the bomb we go. It's not a bad plant for him. He can get a glimpse on it. But Tarek, what a shot to hit as well. Big play from him. But the time,
No way.
Not going to get it. I'm pretty sure they have held on long enough. But what a good play from Cloud9 to try and come back around onto that. But FaZe in the end shut it down, but again, was that enough for that investment? That was a heavy investment from Cloud9.
No, it's not. I was just about to bring up that point. If that kind of investment, you need the win. So close, but no cigar for Cloud9. FaZe, I mean, they look at this. They still have 5 AK-47s. They still have got some money built up behind Rain and Exist. And for Cloud9, all you have is this AK-47 on Tarek, and you can't buy anything outside of that. So fair play. It's a nice attempt for Cloud9, but FaZe are still going to be in a pretty commanding lead.
This game is getting quite fun though, isn't it? This is why this matchup's becoming, well, quickly one of my favorites. It's mostly people against FaZe. It's like a Astralis FaZe matchup. Still love a bit of that one. Cloud9 FaZe now. SK, poor old FaZe. But we'll see if those CZs, P250s or anything can be done or achieved in this. We see that obviously the case is there, but Tarek's your man. He's got the armor, he's got the rifle.
He better take over this round as well if he wants to help Cloud9 try and win a miracle here.
Shouldn't happen. Let's put it that way. Should not happen. They have Molotovs, they have smokes. They're going for a nice little A hit. It's not where the stack is.
Yeah, they've got Cloud9 kind of out-positioned, so this is going to be an easy hit once the nades come in. I think maybe a couple players stick around. Maybe Tarek will be there for a little bit, but his emphasis has got to be on you keep that AK-47 alive, you keep that armor alive. Maybe if the pistols do something, you can be a little bit more aggressive and a little bit more committed towards CT spawn, but you need your teammates to get involved, and actually, he's going to try and initiate.
Bad.
Yeah, he's all in.
Yeah, this is pretty nice, actually. Takes a little bit of damage, and that's the follow-up. Good work from Nico to come into the fight quickly. He took the risk of just peeking out from Palace, but bomb yet to be planted, going to be worked on now. Rain claiming automatic now, and little by little it's working nice. So we do have FNS on a flank, but I'm not sure if that's going to really work out. Seemingly been spotted by Nico. I'm pretty sure that might have shown on radar. He has. Nico very aware.
FNS using up a lot of these flank opportunities early on in this. That's going to put pretty much everyone from FaZe. Guardian's been flanked out. Nico now had to worry about it. Everyone's going to be aware that FNS is...
He's finding room.
There's going to be at least one more flank coming in later on into this half, and maybe the goodwill all being used up. I imagine this has got to be a buy for Cloud9 at 8-11. I think they're debating. They might want to take a timeout, and actually they're going to go for the half investment. So... I mean, the tough part about this is now you've had a round as Cloud9 where you win the pistol, you lose the second, you invest in the next round with CZs and Scouts, and now you're going to do another round with CZs and Scouts and a UMP. So FaZe is being able to beat up and clean up a lot of rounds against pretty low arsenals, pretty small and weaker arsenals.
Well, this isn't a bad stack though for Cloud9. They've got the positions right. Doesn't mean they're going to get anything done with it. The flash is good, takes out Rush there, but there's a player still on towards default. Exist going for this one. Tarek has found Guardian, but again, this is a shutout by FaZe. They're very, very competent in this. But FNS and Tarek. Oh, Tarek. He's all right.
He's going to have to, I mean, no real worry if he loses that scout. They're going to buy in the next round no matter what. No more saves for Cloud9. They got to get started immediately, essentially. It's going to be 12-8 in Cloud9. This is such a critical buy for them to keep things close and keep themselves within striking distance, essentially. A lot of money is built up on a couple players here on FaZe. They've done a good job of limiting Rain and Kerrigan, but Nico, Exist, and Guardian are all going to be pretty comfortable. Nice headshot.
Spicy.
Yeah, just as I start talking about the economy, one more kill to add on to it is beautiful for Tarek, and
It's good.
might just be hoping an AK-47 kind of gets blown up in his direction.
Be pretty nice, wouldn't it? Don't know if that's the case. He's going looking. Let's see if anything's come his way. Scout still, and there's the rifle. He gets to keep it too. No one there to find. Obviously, they fell off of ramp quite quickly. Obviously, wanted to keep their guns up as well for FaZe. Now, as we highlighted, this is the round they were saving up for. Get that AWP out, and there's the other reason, I guess. Double AWP coming into play.
Better be effective right off the bat. Skadoodle's having a quiet game. He's at 7 and 13. He has been great. Actually, both the AWPers haven't really dictated too much throughout this map. Guardian was pretty quiet in that opening half.
Jason, there was a bit of a head shake to this. There was like that little second of a, I'm not sure.
I mean, it's just one of those things where I think that's just a sign of how far Cloud9's let this kind of go away with that kind of a save. I mean, obviously, you like to see them play a conservative game with the economy to have a really strong buy the first time, but it makes you real desperate that first gun round that comes in. And FNS, again, alone essentially at this B bomb site, at least initially as Automatic takes that second op over to Catwalk, as he likes to do, which gave Guardian a chance. And FNS only has one smoke, and the timing of that is going to be important.
Oof. Okay, this one goes up. You can see the response in Guardian's brain. Go for the wallbang. Automatic's been tagged here. High flash towards middle, going to try and allow himself some room to get out of there. He does have support that still plays in window and connector. That's okay. FaZe building up their mid control now. Got a player testing on ramp. You've got Guardian over by B. This is still a bit of a default coming through here. Trades coming back and forth. Rush to find Nico. Exist obviously finding Skadoodle, but that's Rush. He's the player you want to have get going here, especially if you're a Cloud9 fan. He is the one who's kind of kept them in this tournament in a fair few situations.
Yeah, not only clutches, but even in this game so far, the impact of some of his entries in that first half that allowed Cloud9 to have a very nice offense to get those 7 rounds. Tarek's going to fall in winter room. This is starting to feel disorganized from Cloud9 as they try and rotate into position. It's just Rush. Again, he is called upon. Automatic going to start rotating over with that AWP, but it's not quick enough. He's got to be mindful of someone from FaZe lurking to cut off the rotation, so it's slow-paced until he gets to this point. He's going to get over, and I think he's going to have the timing, but Guardian not holding the angle, and Automatic doesn't swing wide enough, but Guardian backtracks right into the crosshair. That's huge, and Kerrigan not even aware of Rush's position, going to not give Rush his third. That is really awkward, isn't it?
Oh, Rush has been so good.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
You hit the hard ones, and that's the one that's just like, nah, it's too tricky.
It might be a good thing that he's not on camera right now.
He's hidden himself well.
Yeah, he's like, I don't want
like,
that
look at
camera
this
on me
guy. Look at him go. He's like, all right, there's one. Bangs out the second. And then can we get the montage of the...
Didn't get the third, thankfully.
No, shame. But Rush has been so good. Like, it's all banter. But he's been absolutely exceptional for these guys. 9-12, though. FaZe still do retain lead. Do still look okay thus far. But the bye is still here for Cloud9.
Well, the bye for FaZe is the last one they've got if they don't win this. So Cloud9 put themselves in this position. That bye has panned out. Molotov going to force FNS away. Hopefully, Guardian, you can see the position he takes after that Molotov. He's hoping someone just casually wanders into position for him to pick him off. And he loves these aggressive plays towards the B bomb site. He's looked for it now 2 rounds in a row, not able to find anything. Cloud9 likely very much aware of the kind of plays he likes to make. You imagine that is where the coach can still have some impact on this game, even though he's not here in Australia, just telling him, guys, Guardian likes to be aggressive in these B halls. He's going to be going for a peek, so don't wander into this area of the bomb site in the first 30 seconds of the round.
It's quite fun learning all the tendencies of these teams, and that's a Molotov that I saw you throw, whoever's in underpass. Automatic now pressure though, going to fall back to a more passive position. He's going to try and find any angle he can to deliver. They know he's there, but Kerrigan just, what? How did he get that with the CZ? The CZ is just obscene sometimes. Tarek now under pressure from about 3 different angles and somehow actually makes it out alive for now. He's doing very well for himself. Isolates Kerrigan. That's the bomb on short, too. He's going to be able to call that one out. He knows what's happening here, but Guardian finds Rush. The support, the backup. It's been cut down, and Skadoodle doesn't hit the shot. That's the bomb now. Can Skadoodle do more? The answer is no. Guardian stands tall and keeps this one in check. But there were threats aplenty that round.
Yeah, so much. And Tarek does everything he can, but the rest of his teammates just getting obliterated. You have Guardian in open space, and you're in a scenario where because the 2 other defenders around Tarek fell at the B bomb site in Catwalk, I mean, the Guardian just has so many positions where he can just hold the angles because the rotation, the support has to peek out and has to try and save Tarek from players pushing his position, which just makes them so exposed to the AWP. And that is a disaster for Cloud9. Out of money again. Tarek below 2,000. So is FNS. Almost double save territory, but they can't really afford to do it at only 9 rounds, while FaZe is going to build the 14. And it's a clean sweep in this one for FaZe, for the attacking side. Skittle going to go down from behind. Nice shot from NiKo. And then what can Cloud9 scrounge together? You could see the immediate purchase from Rush. He knows they can't afford to save any longer. It's Tarek and FNS who are going to be the most hurt in this kind of a purchase.
See, as much as it does look like Cloud9 have been so close in so many of these rounds, and there has been those breaking points, at the end of the day, FaZe has just been winning out. Like, the amount of times they've been doing it. NiKo's come back into form as well. You got 25 kills sitting on him.
Yeah.
Again, this is the FaZe thing, isn't it, though? They can just grind out these rounds, even if it's close, it doesn't matter. This looks like map 1 might be theirs. Depending on how this round goes, of course, this would be the big indicator. And it looks like maybe just a dry hit towards A. Not too many smokes going up, not only 2 flashes. It is going to be dry as you like. Maybe 1 flash going to come through. Smoke goes in towards Palace, but it's too little too late. Guardian is already out there. Karrigan's the first to strike, however. And now they start gaining that control. Molotov goes in, forcing that player out by the toll booth to be in trouble. Rush stays alive on 1 HP, but there's nothing to be going past them here. Rush is doing everything he can, as little HP as he has, and that is wall-bangable, bear in mind. Another Molotov comes in. He's going to be done. And it's Rain. Did he just hit him with a Molotov? Look at the kill feed. Ooh, please tell me you have a replay. Please, production, please, please, please. Give me this. I just need, it makes me happy.
That would be cool.
I'm pretty sure it was. Like, normally you see I think you see like the icon of the smoke.
Yeah, usually. Sure. Maybe it's not programmed in.
On the UI, they're like, that's never going to happen. It's fine.
Surely that'll never happen. 15-9. This is the luxury of FaZe. You have so much skill, and you can tell Karrigan just knew they have all the advantage in terms of utility. It's just, guys, let's find a timing. Let's just bully our way into that bomb sites. They can't really stop us. I'm going to get out quick, even in front of our own smokes. I'm going to try and surprise him. And now Guardian just sidesteps into the open. Even though the smoke misses from his teammate, he's already got the opening pick, so it doesn't much matter.
So much power, isn't it, on FaZe right now? They've just gone into that, like, we're just going to walk through you sort of level. There is SMGs and CZs up, but we know this is not going to be easy to work with. It's not particularly a fun one to have to deal with when you're against 15 rounds, of course. NiKo now reading the play, falling back, expecting Tarek. See if he's going to play it up, but NiKo's timing is always just so good here.
His confidence is at a huge level, a very high level in this map as well, and he's going to start hearing these footsteps, and this is exactly what he loves to do. Read the situation, be patient until you want to make your play, and he's just going to walk all the way through this A bomb site. He's going to just peer towards connector, and he's going to get an easy kill onto Tarek. You can see none of his teammates really taking that fight whatsoever. Oh. There he goes, the one tap, side of the head, and Rush and Automatic. At this point, you know you've been beaten. You know that this map is over. You're going to be going to a second. It's going to be FaZe 16. Cloud9 stuck at 9. And they'll have to look forward to the second map.
Cash now on the horizon. FaZe, considering things were